Hello, everybody! First time doing an actual Discord interview with MixMedia May here today is joining. Introduce yourself, all that fun jazz. No pun intended.
Hello, everyone. I am MixMedia May, and, well, considering that we didn't get to do any fun in COVID or
the Dark Ages.
Worse, yes, I decided to kind of dress up for the Dark Ages.
And the funniest thing out of not knowing what MixMedia May here was actually going to be cosplaying in the last one where I was talking to RM Photography, it was like, oh, I don't want things going back to the Rule 20s, and here MixMedia is sitting, I'm like, I didn't mean anything about it. And the first time someone else has actually joined up with like another cup of coffee or tea.
Tea for my liking.
It's just with all the caffeine I need. I mean, I want to reserve my Earl Grey tea here. And it's the good stuff, too. If I had to actually give a shout-out to some good tea companies, you can find it at Barnes & Noble. It's the Harney & Sons.
Very nice.
But yes, we're going to go ahead and get into the questionnaire here. You're also not only a cosplayer, but also a photographer as well. Is that correct?
Yes, I am. I guess the big thing that drew me more towards, like, moving from cosplay to photography is that I was doing photography as another job where...
another side hustle type job.
Oh, no, it was my real job.
Oh!
I'm not sure if I'm allowed to actually say the company's name.
If something you're not absolutely sure.
But here's my side rendition of what it's called. If anybody makes the connections, shh. But I worked for Death Touch. So, and they basically took pictures of kids as if they were cattles going through the line, and I did not like that. Yeah. A little dark humor there for anybody.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I'm just like... I have nothing to say to that. Like, straight up, I'm just like...
Yeah. I actually like getting to know people, what their passions are, and then bringing that passion of who they are through the photos. So seeing, like, all these elementary school kids, middle schoolers, these teenagers that have personalities, and all I was allowed to do was say, turn, tilt, smile, bye, next. that was, I was dying inside.
That's retail for you.
Yep.
And also shout out to everybody that's watching. Thank you for coming, taking time, watching all the cosplayers that come on here as an interview or interviewee into the interview for why they do what they do. And honestly, any comments on what you would love to say to the audience as well?
Oh my goodness, I love every single cosplayer, and to be honest, everyone that I've worked with has been absolutely phenomenal. I mean, I've worked from the ones that just buy their cosplays to the ones that literally put in every last little detail into making their cosplays, and I have been that cosplayer where has bought the suit and betrayed the character as best I can to absolutely grinding and sweating and putting my blood, sweat, and tears literally into an outfit to make, and then having people just going, oh my goodness, I can't believe you're here as this character. It makes my day. I mean, it makes my day making other people's day.
And that's good to actually hear. And at the end of the day, most people now see that, like, at the end, we want to put a smile on someone's face. No matter what the age, we brought a character to life. And we'll try our darndest to make you smile in reason. Like, straight up.
I've literally seen, I can't remember where or who the comic is by, but there was a little small comic timeline of somebody actually working on a cosplay, putting it together, going through the con, and then at the very end of the day, they're like stripping everything off and they're just exhausted and they look so drained and tired, but the next frame after they have the biggest smile on their face, like, yes, I did it. That is literally
I have seen those
how I
before,
feel.
actually, and it's just like,
Yes.
I can relate to this. Oh my gosh. Especially the body paint. Oh my god. Get out of the bathroom. I need to shower, please. Just.
I've only done one where I've at least done full paint from my face to my neck, and even that was like, wow, a lot.
It's
those I can do like the full body paint. I haven't photographed one yet. I really want to. So if there is anybody out there, I want to actually take pictures of your work, because that's amazing.
And then going to the audience, as I haven't really actually brought in audience interactions as much because, nobody's talking too much. But I think one of your good friends or friend is here. We have Jelly Little Bean saying hi. And then we got Lady Riku, which you were actually going to talk about them here later on, saying,
yes.
Yay, Micah!
Well, I have to give a shout out specifically to Lady Riku, because she is one of my very first 2 cosplayers that not only booked me just for location shoots, but they found me and kind of helped me get the ball rolling on my own photography.
And honestly, it always takes just one person. Takes just one person to make a difference in someone's life. And that alone, it's like, I would be more than happy to actually also interview Lady Riku if they've got some time. I will. It is a public announcement. I am making a Facebook page as well, so it's easier for people to contact me, and Instagram. Because we're having issues bring up stuff now with Instagram's policies of you don't have an account, we're not letting you view stuff. I'm like, big sad, big whoop. Okay, I got you. Just stick my tongue out.
I need all the platforms.
And it says, love you, Micah. Oh, gosh.
Love you too, Riku.
So let's go ahead and get into the whole, what got you into photography, but mostly what also got you into the cosplay aspect field of knowing when it was cosplay. How far back was it when you actually started? For both of cosplay and photography. And up to where COVID affected you, where it started in 2018 officially is when it actually happened, to where it is now in 2022 and where you're now.
Okay. Well, I've always liked dressing up as a kid, and to be honest, if I ever got the chance to put on the little costumes that I had at home, I would, because normal day-to-day clothing just
boring
wasn't my stuff. Exactly. I'm literally the firstborn out of 4 girls in my family, and as you can kind of see right now, I was not mother's favorite of the girl in pink.
Oh, no.
I loved the gothic scene, the dark, moody, emo colors and everything. And let's just say, well, growing up as a child, everybody saw me in pink because that's all my mother bought me.
You could have turned that into a goth pink. Honestly, you could have totally turned that on her and been like gothic pink. I need my pastels, Mom. Oh my gosh.
I should have. To be honest, I freaked out the little church community she was in, because as soon as I was able to dress myself, they went, oh dear Lord.
Oh, I was more anarchist back then because it was the only thing I could get my hands on, or like I would draw on this, and the school, the church, the home, small town were like, that is not you, and I'm like, you don't tell me who I am. I know who I am, and if not, I'm researching who I'm going to be in the future. Be afraid. Like, straight up. And then as to
be honest, I actually never had gone to a convention till 2013.
I was going to say, when did that first start? And what was your experience and type of convention was it?
That was Anime Iowa, was my absolute first. And
Woo-woo.
I went with 3 of my closest friends. 2 of them are no longer with us for good reasons.
Oh, I thought they were dead.
I don't mean death. I don't mean death.
I'm like, oh!
Cut them out. So,
okay.
But immediately walking into Anime Iowa, I just felt the biggest sense of, oh my goodness, there's more people like me, and I don't have to kind of keep this in the closet. I have other people that are this nerdy and this fun and this creative. And heck, at the time I was like, there are even people that are so creative. I want to get to that level. So
a lot of us could probably say, we've all been there. We know how it is. It's a bunch of poo-poo. Let's put it that way, or caca. Just, how do I censor this? But as to with your photographic skills that turn into a job as well. We will be showing off videos of before and after, and I have to make sure when we go to that, I have to mute it to make sure no copyright law stuff happens. I don't want to get striked. Just heads up for people, I don't need to say that in the future. But with that also including how far back when you first started, education-wise, business-wise, and up to the COVID part where it is now, with even the cosplay aspect, how did that all come about and how it affected you personally?
Well, I did, of course, mention already the Death Touch. This was back I worked for them from 2015 through 2017, and it was absolutely draining. I was tired of it. It was killing my actual joy for photography, and I didn't want that to actually kill me in the sense of the word. And sadly with them, they had a contract where 3 years, I can't put my name out there.
Gotcha.
So during that time, I decided, okay, my name isn't technically going to be out there. I'm going to do some photos if anybody asks, but I'm not going to fully advertise till needed. When COVID happened, I had already gotten a different job. It had nothing to do with photography. It was just letting me kind of get back into trying to recreate my creative mood, go back to the conventions, remember all the fun. And when COVID hit, I'm not going to lie, and I have been debating, especially watching all the interviews, actually saying a lot of what happened because I don't want people to get too concerned. So I'm going to say this up front right now.
You are in a safe area.
Yes,
I am in as it's not
so much better place.
As like I tell everybody, and this goes to future interviewers too, that I will interview, no hate speech, no political talk, no religious talk. If it's I thank God for this type thing, and not preaching the word from Bible verse or stuff like that, it's fine. Remember, this is family oriented, PG-13, as long as it's censored enough where it's able to be shown and or talked about, it's all right. That's why it's PG-13 versus PG-10 or 7. So, lewd talk, not allowed. Cussing, it's okay. But it's one of those things, as long as you're okay talking about what it is that you want to talk about that's borderline appropriate, then yes, it's okay. So, back to you. I'm sorry for interrupting, but I wanted to make sure you were comfortable of talking about it.
I needed to build up to it, so... Okay, so 2018 was my peak of things going right. I got engaged, and my fiance, he's actually over to the side. He's playing his own video games at the moment. Again, reason why I love him the most. But I am somebody who likes preparation. I need time. If something is happening within a short span of time, I freak out. So... we weren't going to get married immediately the year after. I wanted us to give us time to not only save up the money, find the location, everything that was special about it.
Yeah.
So we had already planned ahead of time for 2022. So that's actually this year.
Yay.
But 2019 hit, and that's when my high went straight to the bottom. I lost 2 uncles. One from one side of my family and the other from another. And both of these uncles were huge rocks in my life. One literally, I would say, is built like the Rock.
Ooh.
Yeah. But they kind of taught me a lot on being strong. And when I lost those 2, I lost my strength. Because not too long after that, and this is where I'm going to censor this, So if anybody understands what the hashtag #MeToo is about, that is what happened to me. And the person that did it to me was released from jail. I went into a full-blown panic attack because I lost 2 rocks in my life. The man I was most afraid of was out, and I could not deal with it all on top of a disease that's going around with no actual explanation on how it's spreading, if loved ones are going to die. I literally had a mental breakdown to the point where I quit my job. I was that scared. And I needed help. And this is where I am promoting a big thing for everybody to actually get therapy if you feel like you need it, because it is very helpful. I pushed it back so many times. And oddly enough, my youngest sister is a licensed therapist. And no, she is not my therapist, thankfully, because that's against code. But she pushed me into actually getting help. And it has taken time. And I'm still seeing a therapist. I don't mind letting anybody know this, because it has been my biggest strength, being able to talk about things, been able to have a third party's analyzation over what's been going on, and having that spoken time to actually collect myself. I would not be back into my own photography and standing here with you guys today, stronger and more motivated to making others feel comfortable and safe around me, if I didn't go through that. So, and to anybody who would like to know, don't worry, he is no longer on the streets again. Another person actually came out and said their testimony. He is back in. So that is another great thing to learn. So yeah, I literally went from a high to an extreme low. But as I'd like to let everybody know, even if you feel you're at your absolute lowest, speak out, shout out, because you don't know who's at the top of your hole. Because they could be the one to let you know there's a rope beside you. And you may think that rope right there is fragile and it'll break. But unless you actually take that first step to grabbing that rope and pulling yourself out, you're not going to get out of that hole. And I'm not going to lie, I was shaking every minute I was pulling myself out of that hole. But I'm here today with you guys feeling more confident and stronger and looking forward to the future. So if anybody feels like they need that in their life, just know I am that person that I want to be, that person at the top of your hole shouting, there's a rope. Just climb. Because I want to see you come out of that hole. Because you'll be just as strong.
And honestly, that's very cool. And that takes a lot for anyone. And for yourself to even say what you just said, that takes a lot of courage and strength. That's not for me to even baby someone. Been there. I know how it is. On a lot of levels that I won't go into. Because it's not about me. It's about you. Like, straight up. But to add into that, no matter what, if you have the people around you that are not supportive or not caring, seek out not as an attention grabber, but seek out for professional help. There's phone numbers. There's actual things like, I don't want to say shelters, but look and Google things around where you're at as victim helplines, as where you can actually go talk to people about this kind of traumatic experience that you're going through that is dear to the heart. And it's sad to hear that there's some times where it's just, we didn't get to that person in time, or they didn't have the people around them to help with a positive outcome for their personal, as a whole, picture that's very important, and we don't want to see those people disappear.
Exactly. And to be honest, nowadays, especially since COVID hit, I think this was the greatest thing that happened for therapy, because they actually made it so you can actually get help online. And I advocate this so much. I can see my counselor not only in person, but if I feel my schedule's hectic, if I want to be in my safe environment here, she is fine doing a call, and we can work things out just here at home, where you feel safe, where you don't have to go into an office and just feel awkward in another space where you have to readjust yourself. If you want to stay home where you feel comfortable and get that help, that is definitely now in reach more than ever. So I say go for it.
There we go. And as of currently how you are now, as to returning to more like everybody else is more returning back to the cosplay scene.
Oh, yes.
How is everything going for you currently right now? With your friends, your family, yourself, the community, as to your workforce? How's everything overall as the picture, not sunshines and daisies, but could you tell the audience and myself as how everything's going for you, though?
I won't say I'm on cloud nine, but I will say I see quite a bright future ahead, especially if I keep moving. I know I did a small live stream quite a while ago when people wanted to actually ask some posing questions and stuff, but I do plan on actually getting a home. We're still in the works of it, but it's actually going to be a studio, hopefully, and I will have a place where people can actually come in and have their photography done. We can go out to locations as well, and I mean, I'm adding more cons into my repertoire thanks to the community, because they've been very good at saying, hey, these are great cons. Hey, I've had these kinds of locations. I've even talked with other photographers who are like, hey, I've gone to this convention. The best places I've found for shooting in certain areas have been these places. Communication is very great in the cosplay community. I know there's some hiccups every once in a while, but so far everybody has been very excited to get this ball rolling again, and I am so on that train to keep it moving.
There we go. And honestly, don't rush into all of this stuff. As I tell people do realize that, but sometimes you have to be told or heard about. Baby step it, take your time. No matter what, at the end of the day, life is going to try and keep you down. Things will come around saying, are you sure you want to do this? Life will push you down. It'll give you obstacles. You'll have to get over the levels that are the most difficult in your life, emotionally, mentally, just physically. And at the end of the road, once you have gone through it, don't stop. Keep trucking. You will get there. No matter what, setbacks may happen. You may lose loved ones. You may lose possessional, your homes. It could be as worse, like you almost died. But if, on a safe track, make sure you keep doing what you're doing that you love. Unless it's murder, please don't do that. Straight up. I won't even go into that. But surround yourself with positive people in your life. Will be a big help to that. Seek help. You may not think you need it. I've done it. Helped tremendously. Helped through suicidal thoughts, dark times, not even engrossing in 2020, just some point in life. Seek the help. Seek professional help. Do your research on things. And just love what you do in life. Loving yourself most of all will be the hardest thing for anybody. Would you agree with something like that? It's the hardest thing that all of us have to go through.
I would hugely agree with that. I mean, if you look at from 2020 till now, 2020 was a good time for everything to be kind of looked at a different perspective, because we're cutting contact with certain people. We're learning how to get over different hurdles. Things that could have probably been done back then better are now being researched now to do better, and now are being tried now. I mean, people are understanding you don't have to be in the office to do certain paperwork. You can be at home for these sort of things, and some people work way better at home. So
absolutely,
why put why put somebody in an uncomfortable office space where there's going to be so much office drama when at home where we can keep things more professional could be done that way.
Right, as I 100% agree with that. I've seen even people who work at insurance brokers, insurance companies, big ones, small ones, even when it came down to paperwork, when you could easily have done this at home. One, it cuts so much costs out on a lot of companies, businesses, small or big, and you see a better growth as a whole. Even for school, I've even seen kids who were not doing so good, not being able to actually get through school that well, were flunking, and you see these creative, intelligent children, teenagers, heading to young adulthood. They were doing a vast majority better from home because the drama, the toxicity, the doubts, the judgmental stuff, it was eliminated hardcore. Yep. And it was just like, I think it was more, it's bad to say, it's bad that we had COVID, but I think it was we really needed that big reboot as a whole. Step back, reanalyze, see what's important. You're able to actually seek the help a lot better because now more options are available. For everything out there in this world, there is a solution. Just don't go down the dark path. We beg to everything. Just seek for help, speak out, all that fun stuff. But let's go ahead with a little bit more other stuff now.
Instead of all that seriousness, let's get back to the cosplay fun.
Real talk. We're here for positivity, but serious talks do happen here. And we're going to go ahead. I got to make sure I get this all looking nice and pretty. And then we have this picture like, hi guys, how you doing? And honestly, this is one of the best pictures that could have probably been a great example of like cosplay. Like, guys, look at the faces, look, smile, ha. Silly. We can be very silly at times too, but I mean, if we're talking about Anime Iowa example, oh, there's some funny stuff there.
And to be honest, before anybody actually gets a little too weirded out, that is my fiance right next to me, pulling me in for a hug. That is the first cosplay I ever put him in, and the last cosplay.
And the funniest thing about this, it's like when DC characters' roles of their attitudes switch is even funnier. Why is Flash looking like Raven? Raven's looking like Flash right now. And Starfire's just like, I love it.
Because Flash was absolutely sweating and melting within his suit that I put him in, and I was just fine.
So, with going on to this, what convention was this? What got you guys to do this? It's kind of like you got Mr. Speedster here as your fiance, and then you got Dark Gloomy Girl, and it's just like, what's up? How you doing?
Okay, that was 2016. We actually started dating a little bit more into that year, and it was that summer that we were going to go to Anime Iowa. And oddly enough, 2015 is where we actually met. And I have to point this out because it was the funniest thing. So I wanted to get a bigger group of friends, figure out more nerds from friends of friends.
Branching out pretty much.
Exactly. So I told my little small group, I was like, hey, if you guys have other nerdy friends that you want to bring to the convention, I got you. I have 2 huge hotel rooms booked. We're going to put the guys in one, girls in the other. We're all going to get to know each other. And if things click, great. If things don't, well,
usually sometimes financial sacrifice. I've done it before, and it got people to love who they want to be around and who they don't want to be around. And sometimes it's scary when you're the host of those hotel rooms, because I've been there, done it, and it's like, who died and what now? That's on me!
Oh no.
This isn't My Little Pony Friendship is Magic moment right now. This is what just happened 24/7 CSI.
Yeah, so that was the actual weekend. I think it was the Ninja weekend, which was great. The dress behind me, I wore the Chinese dress. I was going
the
basically
middle,
as
the
a little
left, or
Chinese
the
ninja.
right one, because that's a Sammy from Trick or Treat. We've got the one to
Yes.
the right, I think is what you're talking about, and then you got a panty stocking Sailor Moon looking thing in the middle.
Yep.
Yep. and parents, don't let your kids watch panty and stocking. That is a little bit of that is a definite that's an adult anime.
That's adult cartoon.
That is a definite yeah. But moving away from that subject, we're gonna go ahead, even though it's gonna be brought back up because some photos. We've got your photography skills here, and for this, I'm gonna go ahead and zoom in to make it look a little bit bigger so people can actually see some more. Some of the people that she's taking photos of, I actually do personally know. They're awesome, they're amazing. There's drama with it, but it's the silly drama of like, how drunk are you? So, what got you to actually take all these photos? Explain some of the characters here. We'll go from like, left to right, up and down, and I can just try and figure out who you're talking about.
Okay. Well, the first one over on the top left.
Top left.
That is Kawaii Bombshell. She is one of my kind of favorite one of my favorite cosplayers, mostly because she loves bringing a little sassiness to a lot of her cosplays. And another fun part that I love about her cosplays is when she has a prop.
Yeah.
Because, and you wouldn't know this right away from most of the pictures that I take of her, but she's adorably short. And I love her for that because she takes props that are actually supposed to be kind of like a normal size. She supersizes them.
Oh, God.
To like ginormous forms, and she's like, we're gonna have fun with this.
I'm gonna catch up with you later.
Exactly.
And then we've got Shikamaru. He, even in the Naruto series, had the Chunin exam, green, throw over, where he was also in Shippuden with that, but he was at that point a Jonin.
That is Strange Jaden from Instagram. He does amazing cosplays. He's also does the Bleach one I have in the far right corner at the bottom.
The Renji for the time skip.
Yes, he's absolutely amazing when it comes to the details in some of his costumes that he likes to do. And he likes to actually get the character's personality. So, and especially like their powers. So a lot of time when me and him are doing consultations before the actual convention, he tells me, hey, do you know this character and their power? And if I don't, we go back and forth, and he's like, I want this kind of special effect to show his power. Because a lot of the time, of course, sadly, we're in IRL, so you can't actually move shadows. You can't actually have a Bankai, like, dragon coming out. But
come to me for that. I'll help with that.
Come to me. We'll do that. I love doing that. So
a good way. In the future, if he does Renji again, you want to know how I could say would be a good, like, instead of Photoshop, do like what the Chinese parades with their, lion dragon stuff is. Get something like that.
That'd be fun. I gotta find somebody with that.
Hit up colleges. That might.
Please.
So, and then we're gonna be going into. We've got Critical Role, Keyleth.
Yes, she actually. And I have another photo of her in the next little collage. She actually brought some fans that actually looked like a little fire. We had fun with those. I love it when any of my cosplayers bring props. And she had so much fun because it was during a lot of COVID that I watched
Critical Role.
All of it. And if anybody knows the hours into that.
Each session, every episode of season 1 is about 4 hours long. Some special episodes, super short, but that's because they're at a convention. Only an hour is allowed. But they'll do special things instead.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. When she hit me up, she's like, "Do you know Critical Role's Keyleth?" And I just went,
"Yes,
oh God, yes."
There will be something later on as to D&D related in a future giveaway if I go to a convention. There'll be stuff revealed for that. But until then, you have to stay tuned for every type of live stream I go with.
Hint, hint, everybody.
And then
And I'm
here...
I am a D&D player, so...
Same. As the humor I sent you earlier. So let's go ahead and quickly start going through some of these because I do want to make sure we get to your other photos and cosplays.
This one is Minty Who, and she also does the one on the far left of Aries as well. She is absolutely amazing. She's actually from my area, and I actually went to college with her. She has literally shown me that you take cosplay to an extra level with your dedication. And she'll take like all kinds of characters. She even did Cyrene, and I've been impressed with every like different trial she does. Like she researches the hell how to make something, and if something doesn't work, she's like, okay, next thing.
That next one, I love that. and some pyrotechnician where people try to do that. There's an actual little pyrotechnician glove arm thing that will shoot random fireballs out. Oh, it's a little bit of money, but it's like, ooh, fancy. And then we got the Sword Art Online couple here.
Yep, that's Lady Riku with her fiance Tommy, also known as Green Hero Cosplays and Gaming. He is absolutely fun to work with. I love working with both of them. They are both kind of like my nerdy couple to my nerdy couple. So...
And then we've got a Poison Ivy cosplayer right here.
Yep, Lady Riku's again, absolutely stunning.
With a Dark Link.
So, Dark Link as well was at Anime Iowa. That's Tommy, absolutely amazing.
Slade.
That is Bob Rink. Did a great job. He actually brought every single one of Slade's weapons. So I wasn't
I was like,
all in these collages, but we did all of them. The big gun, the small guns, the double guns. We did the sword. We did the big wood stick. We did everything.
Oh gosh. And then Genshin Impact, I was there actually at the Anime Iowa, and this wasn't last year. Wait, it was last year. Yeah. Yes. This is a Genshin Impact character. I'm trying to get unlocked right now. Like straight up. And then we got Shikamaru from Inuyasha right here. We've got Annie from League of Legends. We've got Red Hood from Batman. Jason, no.
Michael Myers.
I was going to say Michael Myers. And then right here, it would be Jacksepticeye from, am I right?
Actually, that is Bailey, and she is doing a steampunk version of Harley Quinn. Okay. And to be honest, that is one of my absolute favorite poses because I asked her, I was like, Harley Quinn is very flexible. She does a lot of acrobatics. Can you do a bridge bend? And she's like, you mean like this? And I was like, oh my God, yes.
And then we have somebody in the audience says, you do a prison cosplay? No, that's actually Sammy from the movie comic short series of Trick or Treat, the movie. And I need them to make a sequel. So bad.
I do. Oh my goodness. I would love to see a sequel of that one.
And then right here, this is your photography skills that you're bringing. We're actually highlighting, and even right now, as you can see, like clouds would have been taken into consideration. As you can see, there's a little bit of difference, but just a different scenery of lighting and everything can make the magic of a picture come to life. Because I know everybody wants to raw sing on something.
And I love doing those power-ups. Those are so much fun because my favorite part is a technique called painting with light in Photoshop. So actually adding like the color of blue that actually goes onto the hands kind of spills onto the face as well, because we see that in the anime when he's moving that Rasengan. That light moves with him, so...
Right, and at that point, it's like, as a cosplayer prop maker, you know, myself, I want to try and replicate that in real life. That's always the best of challenges, let's put it that way. So, and then we've got upcoming Dark Link. And I got a question, because I see that it's the swinging, midnight clock tower. Were you thinking more Kingdom Hearts, or were you thinking about, Majora's Mask for this?
A little mix of both,
Okay.
to be honest. Because we were passing by the front. It was close to the end of the shoot, and I saw the clock tower, and I'm like, every time when it comes to Zelda, it's always like messing with time at times and things that get distorted in Twilight. So I was like, I want to mix them both.
Honestly, if you mix those two, like, the Twilight Princess game itself was supposed to be a successor of Majora's Mask. If you were to put both of those, not including it be Hyrule Warriors, which is a fantastic game series, honestly, of the Zelda stuff, I wish, like, we'd get a lot more. Honestly, hack and slash, love those type of games. But with this, absolutely, even the settings of the day will make the shadows make more sense. Like, we want to get it as natural as possible, even if it has some photo edits to it. Be creative. Go beyond plus ultra. Like, straight up.
I love going beyond.
And then we've got another Genshin Impact character that you took a photo of, where you did some edits, where in the game, she is the leader of the Favonius Knights of Genshin Impact with ice powers, if I remember that correctly. And at the same time, don't mess with her. She will put you in place real quick, or be like, I'm going to politely tell you no.
Oh,
She is fun in the game, honestly.
and to be honest, I've never played the game before, so I had to watch some gameplay of like those power-ups, the way the actual like attacks moved, and I was like, okay, I really gotta emulate.
If you like Breath of the Wild, actual Zelda game, you'll like Genshin, but it does have its own thing where weapons don't break. Most people do complain about that. And I'm like, welcome to reality. If I hit you enough with a sword, it's gonna break eventually. Like, realistically, and I don't think people like reality that much in a game.
Exactly.
So, with going to the next photo, Jason Voorhees. Terrifying. I'm a little confused with the extra hacky sack ninja pouch here on the left with the yellow gloves, but gotta hear the story of this one.
Okay, so if anybody knows, that was the hottest weekend for Anime Iowa. And I will not lie, I was sweating so much through my other clothes, I had to run to Target just to buy another pair of clothing.
And then with Lady Riku saying Nemo powers, and I'm like, yes, Nemo powers, they are so lovely.
Very
if
much.
anybody wants to play Genshin Impact sometime, I do play. We'll talk more about that later. But let's go ahead, and I know for a fact this is you because I've come across you in this. I'm just like, hey, Hachu, how you doing?
This is probably the one cosplay, not only have I kind of tweaked and redone 3 times, but I have gotten the most hype out of him.
You don't
because
see
Breath of
him.
the Wild just came out, and when I first played the game, immediately when I found him, I was like, my spirit animal.
And he's a spirit pain in the poo-poo. Let's put it that way. But honestly, did the maracas actually maraca, or were they just like, Acha!
No, they were real maracas.
Oh boy.
I have too many like actual like bad maracas that I was trying to get to do the popper effect too, but I couldn't actually emulate the fact of the poppers coming back in, so I kind of gave up.
Yeah. I mean, inflatable balloons? Just simple as that, just And so, how long did it actually take you to make this?
Oh. 4 months.
Yikes. Hour-wise?
That's hour-wise.
Woo! Sheesh. Let's... Woo! Take a moment. Dang. Like, straight up.
The top of his head is actually paper mache.
Okay.
That I actually built the structure.
I see
and
where it
cardboard.
splits off right there.
Yep. And then the bottom half is actual foam padding around, because if it's going to be around my head and shoulders, I don't want it whacking me too much as I move. And then I've got like little actual buttons underneath that kind of hook the body to the actual head.
Ooh.
And
so it don't
oddly
fall?
enough, yes. And the funny thing is I don't know if anybody can actually tell. I'm very tiny, so it's hard to make me fat.
She's not tall, trust me, guys. She audience, she's short.
I had to take 2 child-size hoop skirts to make the shape of round out of him, and it worked.
And some people are like, oh, don't attack the shorties. I'm like, okay, Pikachus, I got you. And then you got Freddy Krueger here. Honestly,
yes.
You might as well just said, like, you could have done a winter theme with this, but the Starry Night here.
Mm-hmm.
The only improvement I would have said, I don't try to critique people's things, but was this supposed to have more of a coming from behind forward, or was this straight down?
Behind forward.
Okay, so then that makes more sense, because it's like if this was straight down, I'm a little questioning right here. But for the shoes right here, if it was coming, forward, the highlights of the boots, shoes, was it just the spur of the moment, or just like, it's more of like, I have the feet turned this way, they're going to come that way?
Turn this way, I'm going to come that way.
Okay. So enough of my bashing on that. I have to find out. I'm like, but for this, was this... I can easily... This is another anime, Iowa.
And yes, and to be honest, this one was fun to do because they weren't sure how all the pictures were going to turn out, because they actually wanted a couple nighttime shots, but they knew it would be really hard to do.
Yeah.
With certain photography. And I told them, I got you. And I sent them these, like, complete, like, from daylight to dark, and they went, you can do that?
I mean, if I keep a camera on a tripod long enough, yeah, I can get all the types of days and scenes and everything. But honestly, Anime Iowa is also a fantastic place to get pictures taken. By heart, their scenery, everything, they're perfect spots for everything. Water, yes. Nature, construction, hotel, wilderness, fields, in the air, down below, hotel of drunkenness, family-oriented, stage, vehicles, and I can go on.
Exactly. I've never been to another con that had so much diversity in areas you could photograph.
And then the patio.
That's why it's my absolute favorite.
And the patios are amazing. And the place is not, like, super small either.
No.
We would say it's a good medium-sized big con. Let's put it that way. It's Anime Iowa. This is the most perfect place to have anime conventions. Straight up.
Definitely.
And anime convention cosplay contests are also awesome. And it was so adorable for the people that were new, where Ty Andros and I were helping. He was volunteering, I was staffing, and we were helping people get on stage for the cosplay contest. Back in that hallway area is actually pretty darn big, let me tell you. But there were so many new people entering in that cosplay contest for, SNGs or, actually being there. And we just, the continuous saying, it's alright, just breathe, have fun with it. And the Link, gotta say, the Link that was the duct tape cardboard, old-fashioned Nintendo 64.
Yes, I love seeing him.
Had, like a hoop skirt, like wire to the Navi that actually moved, and it was like, you're looking at the real video game. And I'm like, oh my god, this is so cool. And then there's so many other cosplayers of last year that was just amazing. And this was the year we all came back.
And that's what I love seeing is, and I know some people are like, well, why don't you change up some cosplays and stuff? Sometimes it's really good to just see, like, those old returns coming back, because it's like seeing another friendly face again.
And it's like, even if you've seen some of the cosplayers that go retro PS1 graphics and trying to replicate that in real life, even though if it's all like boxy looking, it's like, try it. It's not easy. It is not. It's like Papakura Nightmare, left and right. Yes. Even Riku said, I love that Link. That Link brought the crowd cheering. He got it pumping. Let's get the roof raised. Yes. And that Navi also lit up Like,
yes, I loved that.
oh my god, it was so cool. Props to that Link cosplayer. Still surprised they didn't take a placing. Like, it was, but honorary mention, he did take like another placing, I think, in something else, or hallway cosplay. He got a placing for that. I was like, oh, thank God. But going on to more photography, but with your cosplays is what you were telling me about this photo. We've got the panty and stockings, regular, to their angel mode, a Cheshire alternate old version cat. We have Lost City of Atlantis Disney, Raven from Teen Titans, not Go, and we've got Monster Musume, the water monster girl. I say it's the gelatinous cube girl. So we've got, I assume, Asen or C2E2.
Yes.
Asen? Okay. And this one, I can't tell you, it's a hallway. Just straight up hallway. This one with the floor. This is how much I know it's Anime Iowa. That's Anime Iowa's floor right there. Convention center here. This was more of a smaller. This is still Asen right here, but that's going into it. And then this was
in the marketplace.
Yep, and then this was another Anime Iowa, because this is where you guys got your pictures taken with Flash and Raven.
Yep.
When you go to enough cons, you know the area.
Oh, yes.
They're all fantastic cosplays. And then how long, and you know we got to talk about the cat plush too. Did you make it or did you buy it?
The cat plush was bought.
It's hard to find one, honestly.
I want to say with panty and stocking, I actually made the gun, and I've got it right here.
Grab the gun! Grab the gun! I'm actually moving my camera so that way we can get a better picture here. And just guessing, I see duct tape cardboard with add-ons. With it being a little...
I took a toy gun, and I put a bunch of cardboard to make the shape, and then I painted it. It's not the best, but
it's something.
It still makes sound.
It is something, though. Oh, it makes sound. Yeah. Let's hear it.
I'm not sure if you can hear it from here, but I don't think you can hear it from
here.
No,
I can't hear it. I think I heard a kind of sound. So then, let's get back to the pictures here. Monster Musume. That had to be one heck of a hot cosplay headpiece.
Oh my god. That one is another paper mache. And that was the best and worst decision of my life.
But it always comes out being like one of the best cosplays too. I assume you wanted to stay inside because it was probably not raining on that summer day.
No, and oddly enough, of course, I bought the blue bodysuit, and I actually bought the rain jacket and boots, but I added the black to the ends that needed to be there. But with the actual hair, I mean, she's a gelatinous thing, and it was so hard to figure out. The packing foam spray that you can put in for insulation.
It's expanding foam in a can.
That's what made most of the shaping, and then I just shaved and paper mache'd around.
Get some power tools, get a jigsaw, get a circular saw, like anything that's going to get a lot of carving done with that material. It is not lightly taken as a serious thing to use. It is one of the most detrimental pain in my big tuchus type of thing to carve into, and I do insulation type foam props, so I'd rather take my pink fluff of death over that any day.
I'm not gonna lie, that thing was compressing so hard on my head so that it would stay. By the end of the day, I was like, oh.
You just heard We already went over the Raven, but with this type of Raven, I did notice that we're actually seeing some skin, so I know this is a different type of variant of Raven. This is more of the actual comic book series Raven, of not the new 51. This was when Teen Titan Go, Raven was actually growing up, and she was one of the last, very, very last original OG Teen Titans that were still in the Teen Titans force, that when she finally said I was done, she actually ended up with Garfield with he was Beast Boy, and, he became Beast Man eventually, but it was at that point their love life was able to actually mature and prosper, and it was such a sad struggle on where even her brothers and her dad, yes, she has 3 brothers that are a pain in the butt, do not like. Betrayal, love, all that fun stuff, but yeah, this was that Raven, I assume?
Yes, it is.
Dang, I know my stuff, let's go! And then you got the Lost City of Atlantis, Kira?
Kita. For short.
And with this was at Anime Isle. What year were you going with this one?
Actually, that was at one of the QuadCons in Cedar Rapids. And actually, it was mostly 2 swimsuit pieces. And then I actually had the skirt made and then the tail piece made up front as well. So, and oddly enough, I found some golden bracelets that were big enough for other people, but I could...
I see that we were getting ready for drinking with the bracelet.
Oh, yeah.
So, and then moving on to your other photos we've got here that you've taken. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in so people can see it real quick and then put it back on over. This, I assume, is your Sammy cosplay?
Actually, that is Kawaii Bombshell's Sam cosplay. And the funny thing is she asked me, she's like, I have a Sam cosplay. Are you okay with me doing one? I was like, I am more than fine, because she had an actual lollipop. Ooh. And again, this is where she takes the little props and makes them huge. That thing was ginormous.
We're talking about at the same time, I even helped my friend this past Halloween. He was Sammy for Halloween. He went and got the mask. He still has it. And I was like, I'll probably be interested in actually buying your costume from you later on. Just don't know when. Just keep a hold of it. Please do not get rid of it. But it's always the sucker. I was going to replicate that, but because of last minute and how cold it was, paint would not solidify. Oh, let me just say that was a pain in the butt. So, going in order here, we got Freddy Krueger with Michael Myers, Jason Voorhees, Ghostface, and a lot of people call him Scream. I'm like, no, that's the movie. We got Yusei Fudo from Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds with Stardust Dragon. We got Naruto in Naruto Shippuden, or we'll say the full name, Naruto Uzumaki. Hinata Hyuga at the time being from Naruto Shippuden, which eventually, spoiler, if you're not watching Boruto or anything, these two end up, so now she is Hinata Uzumaki. And then we got Genshin Impact Girl. I keep forgetting her name. We have Red Hood right here. Well, not even with that. We've got Bartholomew, I think is his actual name, which is he has the devil fruit where you cross fingers. He has the shield devil fruit. We got Froggy, I'll just say Froggy from My Hero Academia. We got, Michael Myers. No, Jason Voorhees, sorry. Not Kisame, but another water dude from Naruto Shippuden that joined Sasuke Uchiha's group, a band, when they actually joined the Akatsuki. We have is this a Belle, or who is this?
That's Hetsume.
Hetsume.
Oh, sorry, wrong one.
Oh, this is Hetsume right here.
Yes, Lady Riku. I think she can give a shout out to that one. That was another anime that I didn't know very much about.
She looks familiar, honestly.
It's absolutely beautiful.
It's Katarina Kloss. Yes. And then we've got Critical Role, Keyleth.
Keyleth with her fans. Yes.
And then we got Sammy from Trick or Treat series right here.
Mm-hmm.
And then following up, that's just a board game right there. So we can go back to the full screen over here. Hey guys, how you doing? Just one of those. So with furthermore on how everything can actually come about with social media links and all business links, fundraiser, promos, all that stuff, if you want to include, this would be the time.
I'm on Instagram, Facebook. I have my email for everybody who wants it. On my Facebook, of course, I have been posting the actual cons I'm going to, so nobody will be too surprised about me showing up somewhere, or if I'm not. I am keeping 2 months of no conventions in time for the wedding, sadly.
That's more important.
Yeah. I gotta get him hitched to me first, and then we're good.
I mean, as long as you just want to get a chain and just add him to your keys, essentially he's hitched to you then.
I mean, if you actually like spent time with us, you would actually find out I'm more hitched to him. I'm like, don't
okay.
leave me.
Not the clingy type. Just, hey, I need some chocolate. Can you get me some? What you doing?
Can we cuddle?
Phineas and Ferb, what you doing?
Doing. I do that a lot with his gaming. He'll be modding his Fallout game, and I'll come over and be like,
what you doing? What you killing? What you doing? What you modding? What you eating? Gimme.
Which will, oddly enough, be in the works. I'm actually still making sure I have the materials and everything, but I am going to do the Nuka-Cola girl sometime. So
we talking about the old-fashioned with the spacesuit looking helmet, everything included, fiberglass, or are we going to go with, like, plexi? I've got some of that still, and that stuff's not cheap.
Yep.
And as we would say, best thing as prop makers or just material purchase, like, nothing's getting any cheaper. Actually, even insulation foam and other things have skyrocketed and, like, almost 50% up market on a lot of things because everybody's getting a minimum wage, so let's increase the actual material cost. I'm like, oh my god, go away. Now I've got to charge more. But on top of that, any other type of advice that you can give for any photographers, cosplayers out there that are watching right now, and shout outs to, like, Lady Riku, you said. I see that they're still here. Hi, Lady Riku. Bless your heart for tolerating us. I'm joking.
My actual shout outs have to be to all of my cosplayers. I would not be here doing this interview, showing these pictures, loving all of this without you guys. I have had so much fun getting to know every single one of you and seeing like how enthusiastic you are about so many of these characters, especially a lot of these characters I have no clue about. And you've kind of given me that passion of I need more time to actually enjoy these characters as much as them, but I also like other things and I have only so much time.
Teamwork makes the dream work, pretty much.
Exactly. And to be honest, I absolutely enjoy all of the time and effort every single one of them put into doing all of these cosplays. That I like having these consultations when it comes to actually booking the shoot. And again, I'm not sure how much I mentioned it, but I do consultations before the shoot. So when you actually sign up for my shoot and we get a time set, I ask, hey, what character are you doing? Which show is it from? Hey, these poses seem to be very popular with your character. Do you want to go with this? Are we switching more of a sort of version of this character? What kind of special effects do you want to see this character have in your photos? Let's try and emulate those. So that is my big thing, and I want people to feel comfortable about sharing their creative ideas, because I am a creative feeding off of other creatives, because I get my enthusiasm from them and I want to push it forward. So
excellent. Excelente. Let's go with that.
Yeah.
But yes, no, other than that, guys, thank you for tuning in and look forward to some. I've got a few more later on today that I actually am going to be doing interviews for, and then I'll have a next week's schedule. I've got quite a bit of people coming to me as well for more interviews. As to future notes on, I'll make public stuff still on the Facebook page that I am Austin Thompson on Facebook, where you can look up, what I make stuff public, but I am going to be making a new Facebook actual page. Not group or business page, but more of like, here's the official Cosplayer Interviews Facebook page. Look for, without the burping. Look forward to that. You can follow me up as Aether Salora. A lot of people wonder how to say it. You could just say hey there, but Aether Salora on YouTube and Twitch, as you see right here. You'll be able to find stuff there. I haven't got anything else beyond the 2 interviews so far on YouTube, but it's because I got to do all the video edits and all these interviews and everything else, and we're talking about like 4 times the amount of time you see in these videos. But other than that, Thank you so much, MixMedia May, for coming up on here. I appreciate your time, and anybody that actually watches the streams. I'm very proud to actually be a part of the cosplay community, to help anybody out there. And like I said, I don't ask for anything but just to follow, like, share the content, and all that other fun stuff. Please check out her material in the description below. As soon as it's there, please follow her up, and anybody else that we've mentioned in there in this video live stream, check them out too.
I'll be at the QuadCon for Burlington and also for Anime Central, Anime Iowa. So as soon as you see those time slots open up, just mention the fact that you saw the Twitch stream or the YouTube video, and you'll get my special discount.
There you go. And just to repeat, special discount as to where they can find it exactly.
Right here on Twitch stream.
There we go, everybody. Just making sure. So yes, other than that, please give a like, follow, share to all content creators out there. And just other than that, have a fantastic, wonderful day. Any other thing that you'd like to say before we end?
All my geeks, weebs, and in between, you're special, you're creative, I love you. Mwah. Continue it.
There we go. Other than that, everyone, peace out, Girl Scouts, and we'll see you on the next stream. Look forward to hearing the next hour and a half, probably. Other than that, I'll just say it'll be 7 p.m. CST time, and we'll see you later.